I haven't slept, but uh, I figured that maybe I know there are a lot of people out there probably doing this exact same thing, but I figured maybe an early morning podcast would be an excellent idea, specifically to just talk about some good news, just any good news. And what I've done is I've gone ahead and you can see I'm trying to, yeah, I know I'm playing. I want to play Clear Sky. Everybody's gonna hate me for that because like Clear Sky is the worst of the Stalker games, and the Stalker games are the exact opposite of anything at all that represents good news. But we're not going to be doing that today. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be going over some of these. I have some good news channels up here at the top. I probably should log into Facebook and send this channel over to my Facebook, but I'm not going to do that today. Today I just wanted to get a feel for how this works. So let's as you can see, I got Fox News, I got positive news stories from sunnyskies.com. I've got CNN, Good Day. All these places have good news that you can go to look at for something a little more positive in your early morning. But what I'm here to do is provide you. Let's say you don't have time to sit down and read this. All right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna choose a few good stories. We're gonna start with Fox News because that's just the first one on my list. I don't really care which one. And what the idea is to look for things that are just wholesome and good and kind, and maybe to search up some cute dog pictures or something like that. So I'm gonna avoid anything that's like super like politicized right now, like the coronavirus or maybe even police officers. I'm not sure if I'll talk about them because of how much stuff gets people have to say about the police. So why don't we start? Actually, I like this one. Chick-fil-A drive-thru worker who went viral shares why he's so positive to every person. I feel like that's maybe a good place to start. And yeah, let's just go ahead and let's click on that. And that's what we'll read here, because this looks like it could be pretty good. Hopefully it's not a video, and it is. Why don't we sit here and I'm gonna go ahead and read through this stuff right here, and we're gonna see what's going on. So I'm just gonna read it out loud for anybody who doesn't have the time to read the article, and that's what we'll do. I would give you the link, but I can't because for some reason the authentication that goes from OBS to Twitch is not working properly, but that's okay. That's okay. So here we go. The article's title again is the Chick-fil-A drive-thru worker who went viral shares why he's so positive to every person. This one's by Caleb Park at Fox News. And it reads, a beloved Chick-fil-A employee said one interaction with a troubled customer changes the way he treats everyone. Jeremiah Murrell, I hope I didn't butcher that, a drive-thru worker at a Chick-fil-A in Wilmington, North Carolina. That's not far from some people I know. Known for his super friendly service that puts smiles on faces, recalls one day when he talked to a woman in line out of ending her own life. And he's quoted as saying, "This never happened to me before. I had no idea how to respond, but I stayed calm and I was like, you know what? Let me just talk to her and make sure that this doesn't happen." He told Good Morning America. Little moments like a smile can really change your day. That's something that I have really kind of harped on for a lot of my life, is that a single smile can change absolutely everything. It can. And it goes along the lines of something I like to call the butterfly effect. And I know that's silly and maybe just a little on the goofy side, but it's something that's stuck with me throughout the years. When one person does one nice thing for another person, that person may do a nice thing for another, or it may change their outlook for just that day alone. And the way they interact with the world may change as well, based on just that simple little smile, and perhaps just make things a little bit better one moment at a time. This is something I've said for years, and people always look at me like I'm insane when I do it, but this right here, I think, is proof of exactly that. So let's continue reading the... It says here that Merle's motto, inspired by Superman and Batman, is always do the right thing no matter what, he said. I always say I'm a superhero just with an invisible cape. I think that's pretty inspirational. Look at this. He's got... Let's watch this. It looks like it's a short video. Let's watch that and see what's going on.
How may I serve you today?
And it's got no sound
can I
because
have a #1 deluxe?
I don't know
yes,
why.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, we have American cheese, cold beer, pepper jack cheese.
Well, you guys
yes,
probably can hear it, but I
fry,
apparently can't
because
because I don't have my headset turned on.
Sweet tea.
Sweet
really
tea,
help
yes,
with
ma'am. And how else may I serve you all?
Can I get an 8-piece?
Oh, my,
Of course.
that's interesting.
Of course, the entree by itself.
Just the entree.
Yes, ma'am. And how else may I serve you today?
Can the sauce be barbecue?
Of course you can. Oh, how many would you like today?
2.
We have that just for you. Oh, and how else may I serve you?
Can I have no tomatoes on that sandwich?
Of course, I do the same thing. No tomato? Yes, ma'am.
And can I have Polynesian sauce
Of
and
course,
ketchup?
Polynesian too. Ah, you guys are good at this. Oh,
That's
and how
it.
else may I serve you today?
That's it.
Amazing ordering every.
He keeps, I think he might be landing on a little bit thick there, but, you know, he's really trying. And that's just nice to see, I guess. Anyways, he says that, I don't know who Lil is, but the world needs more people like Jeremiah, Lil has told Fox News. His positive attitude and his exhilarating spirit can brighten anyone's day. Merle, one of 5 siblings employed by the Wilmington location, told WWAY he hopes to one day own a franchise and plans to continue serving the community. I'm so humbled by all the attention this video is receiving, Merle said in a statement shared by Chick-fil-A with Fox News. I want to help the people in any way I can, so seeing someone's day transformed by a little kindness is amazing. I love that Chick-fil-A affords me the opportunity to make a positive impact on people's lives. Fox News' Michael Bartiromo contributed to this report. So that's one of that's just nice, really. I mean, yeah, he's laying on a little thick, but sometimes you got to lay it on a little thick. I think, you know, because sometimes people. They need it laid on a little thick. Sometimes you just need a little bit extra to get the day going. Let's go back and go to one that I saw earlier. And this is the kind of goofy, cute stuff that I kind of like. And it's not really goofy, but this looks like a 21-minute video.
Means you'll miss the mystery in your phone bill.
I guess we got to watch the ad.
Pretty sure there's a true crime series you can catch up on.
We're gonna watch the
It's the
video
mystery.
here
Get phone
and
service for just $40 a
see
month
what's
for
going on
unlimited
with this
everything on
dog
Verizon's
and 2
4G
people that
LTE
flew
network.
in
Visible. Welcome to the
into
future
a
of phone
tree
service.
and they're totally unharmed.
Plane
Let's watch
crashes
this.
into a tree and everyone walks away without a scratch. Take a look. You can see the plane dangling above the ground in Destin, Florida. A father, son, and dog were on board, flying in from Kansas for a spring break trip. Officials say the plane experienced engine trouble while trying to land at a nearby airport. The NTSB is investigating.
All I gotta say about that is that's a really big kite stuck in a really small tree. And apparently it's about as inconsequential, except that, you know, there were people in it and it was a whole plane. But the plane looks relatively unharmed, and the people are apparently unharmed. Didn't see them in the video, but, you know, it's just nice to see that you know, even in disaster, you know, it doesn't always end super, super badly. And I think we need to remember that as things become more, I wouldn't say desperate, but as things become more difficult in the coming months, should the coronavirus continue to be. And I promised I wouldn't talk about that, but things are becoming difficult for people all over America, all over the world right now. And it's just, sometimes we need to see that, you know, not all disasters are going to end in abject disaster. Let's move on to a different website, though. Let's go to Good News, sunnyskies.com. Good News, I guess. Yeah, live, laugh, love. I've never been to this website, so let's take a look here. Well, this is look, Chick-fil-A doing nice things again. Sells bottles of its sauces to help fund employee scholarships. That's always a good thing to do. That's really nice to see. Thousands of meals meant for the Arnold Sports Festival will be instead sent to Nashville to feed first responders. That's pretty nice, I would say. I'm not going to go into that because it's clearly a clickbait title. I don't like those. Here's an article I actually got in my feed earlier this week that I thought was quite interesting, and just a little bit on the sweet side. Let's go ahead and click on that. Rats will avoid actions that hurt others even if it earns them a treat. So, if you like little fuzzy mice, this could be the article for you today. March 7th, 2020. Doesn't say who has written this article. That's alright. A new study has found that... Okay, we've already said that. This trait is known as harm aversion. Researchers believe that their findings will help... And there's a link right here. Again, I wish I could send you guys the link. But, researchers believe that their findings will help scientists develop new treatments to increase harm aversion in human patients who show psychopathic behavior. It's not really the same article I was hoping for, but anyways. We share a mechanism that prevents antisocial behavior with rats, which is extremely exciting to me, says Professor Christian Keizers. Keizers? I don't know how to say that. Study group leader at the Netherlands Institute for Neuroscience. We can now use all the powerful tools of brain science to explore how to increase harm aversion in antisocial patients. To investigate harm aversion in rats, the researchers gave them a choice between two levers that they could press to receive sugary treats. One animal developed a preference for one of the two levers. The scientists reconfigured the system so that pressing their favorite lever would also cause the rat in the next cage to receive an unpleasant shock while the treat was being dispensed. When the fellow rodents reacted by squeaking their protest, the rats stopped using their preferred lever. And it says here, much like humans, rats actually find it averse to cause harm to others, said Dr. Julian Hernandez Laliment, first author of the study and a researcher at the NIN. It's kind of interesting. Researchers of NIM, if anybody's seen that movie. I don't know if anybody has. The researchers then scanned the brains of rats and found a region of the brain known as the anterior cingulate cortex to become active. This is the same brain region. This same brain region has been shown to light up in people empathizing with the pain of others. It shows that moral motivation that keeps us from harming our fellow humans is evolutionarily old, deeply ingrained in the biology of our brain and shared with other animals, said Dr. Valera Gazzola, a senior author on the study. The article that I read before was actually... it went into a little more detail, and it was about essentially the same thing, but again, it went into a little more detail. I liked it better, but I can't find it because it was on my phone. Here we go. This is another good one, I would think. I like dogs, and I like hearing about dogs not being in trouble, so I'm going to click on this one. Tugboat crew rescues dog floating on block of ice in middle of lake at night. There's a little dog right there. March 5th, 2020, it's a few days ago, a tugboat crew rescued a dog floating on a small block of ice in the middle of the Muskegon Lake in Michigan. The crew aboard the tugboat Barbara Andre couldn't believe their eyes when they saw a lone pup adrift in the middle of the lake. It was around 8:30 p.m. and pitch dark when the dog suddenly appeared in the boat's spotlight. I've got to say, my heart almost sank, the boat's captain that night, Dave Wellington, said. I almost thought I ran him over at first. When they were close enough, the crew members used a pole with a hook on the end to carefully snag the block of ice and pull it towards the boat. At one point, the dog slipped off the ice into the water, but was able to get back on its perch, Wellington said. You could tell it was cold and afraid and didn't know where to go and what to do, Wellington said. He was on that little piece of ice and he wasn't giving up, which truthfully was the best thing to do. It took about 20 minutes, but the crew was finally able to slip a rope over the pup's neck and pull him to safety. The crew brought the pup blankets and fed him lunch meat. Turns out the dog, Max, had gone missing the previous day. The crew was able to contact the owner using the number on Max's collar. When we told them where we found Max, the daughter said, when we take him to the beach, Max doesn't even like the water, Wellington said. So, I guess that's really good to hear, but just that's an advocacy for putting a collar on your dogs if you love them a lot. I know that nobody likes the idea of putting a collar on their dog because it seems kind of cruel, but dogs like to get lost sometimes, and you should maybe put a collar with a number on it so that if somebody happens to find your lost pup, well, they can find you and give him back. That's just a thought. Let's move on to something else. In fact, let's just go, since I'm kind of eking through time here. I'm eking through time here pretty quick. Let's go with the latest stuff. We've already gone over these. Let's move on to CNN, see what they've got. I guess I got to sign up for this. I don't know. It's kind of acting funny. I don't think I do. I think this is today's. Let's find out. No, this is March 7th. Apparently CNN does not like good news. It's the top one on their... No, I don't want to allow virtual reality access. Why would I want to do that? Can I read the article, please? Maybe I should sign up for this. Oh, there's the garbage man. Anyways, a dog passed over to shelter for 5 years has finally found a home. I always love dog stories. CNN. It took a billboard, social media campaign, and more than 5 years of searching, but Doggo Merrick finally found his forever home. The 6-year-old pup had lived at the Humane Society of Greater Kansas for most of his life and was the longest resident there. You can see the picture of the dog right there. He's a cute little guy, isn't he? The shelter had tried everything to get him adopted, and on Wednesday they finally succeeded. It was love at first sight, Jordan Nussbaum, Merrick's new owner, told CNN affiliate KMBC. What they wanted was someone without kids who had a lot of energy to keep up with him because he's a large dog, but he's still a puppy. It just seems like I was destined to be with him. I don't know, a 6-year-old dog can be considered a puppy, then I can be considered a teenager. Before coming to the shelter, Merrick was abandoned at a garage sale. Wow. He also had a giant abscess on the side of his face, which required corrective surgery. Although Merrick received a lot of attention and even fan art, huh? Let's see what that looks like. It still took time to find him the ideal living situation, but the shelter staff never lost hope. Merrick found his perfect match, his new mom and dad, Jordan and Amy, and everything he wished for and more, the shelter said in a Facebook post. Let's go ahead and click on that. We could not be more happy, excited, proud, or thankful to everyone who shared in this story. And judging from Merrick's face, he seems pretty thankful too. Let's go ahead and look at this. Oh, look, somebody actually painted Merrick. That's adorable. That's really cute. I like that. Alright, what's next? Okay, so there's the post. There's him walking out the door. Look at that. See if we can get this a little bigger. Oh, there's some video and sound. Alright. Well, he looks like he's ready to go. Oh my gosh, look at him. He's so pretty. He's such a pretty dog. Oh. Doesn't that just make you feel good? We're gonna drive away and... Oh, and they even got the camera crew out. That just warms my freaking heart so daggone much. There they go. There goes Merrick. Look at that. Isn't that just good? Isn't that just good news? That's good news. I like that. I like good news. Alright. CNN's not being cooperative today. So let's go to The Uplift. Good news by CBS. Oh, I'm going to skip that because I'm just trying to read here. Here we go. This is the latest one 10 hours ago on CBS. Let's go ahead and click on this. Dallas cafe hires foster kids who have aged out of the system. Oh, that's good news too. Look at that. In the Business of Kindness, written by Miria Villarreal. CBS News, March 12, 2028, 12 p.m. Dallas cafe hires foster kids who have aged out of the system. There's a video. If you can see where CBS News is here, but we're not going to watch the video because it's probably very long. It's hard to imagine that the bubbly barista behind the counter at the La La Land Kind Cafe was struggling a year ago. Sierra Morton said she would be homeless if she didn't work there. If this light never came into my life, I would be suffering from depression, she said. The Dallas coffee shop has become a safe haven for foster kids. In Texas alone, more than 1,200 youth aged out of the system last year, and many end up on the streets. We're not in the business of coffee, we're definitely in the business of kindness, said Raihani, the La La Land owner. Raihani created a program where the foster youth learn how to make it in the real world. So far, he's hired 9 kids. Although it cuts into his profits, he said there's a balance in life, right? We have a duty to our society to help the ones who are in need, right? Ciara Morton was placed with a foster family after her father sexually abused her when she was 15. Nearly 5 years later, it's still difficult. I try to put it behind me because it happened. I want to move forward, Morton said. Everything he did won't go away, but... Ciara says La La Land is a place she can finally call home. She says the best part of working there is having a support system with me. Having people who believe in me. That gives me ambition. It lets me work at my goals and believe in myself. That is my favorite part. Humanity at its finest. Man dies years after young girl's friendship saved him, by Steve Hartman at CBS News. Let's go ahead and read the article. Augusta, Georgia. Dan Peterson was late for his own memorial service. 4 years late. According to his brother Jesse, Dan was ready to die back in 2016. And some little girl who was 4 years old said, "Hi, old person." That little giver of life was Nora Wood. Nora met Dan during his darkest days. As CBS News first reported in November of 2016, Dan's wife had just died. He was severely depressed and he was out grocery shopping for himself here in Augusta, Georgia when Nora spotted him. As you can see on the security footage, she just randomly reached out to this total stranger and then had the audacity to demand a hug. I said, "A hug?" I said, "Absolutely," Dan said. Nora got her hug and then asked her mom, Tara, to take a picture of her with her new friend. And his little lip quivered and he was just teared up and it was just sweet, Tara said. And I said, "You don't know. This is the first time for quite a while but that I've been this happy," said Dan. After we first told this story, we thought for sure the love would fade, but Nora and Dan saw each other at least once a week. He was there for her kindergarten graduation, and she was there to stroll his garden. I guess he has a garden in his backyard. You can probably see it right there. And of course, there were countless hugs along the way. It was the first thing she did when we walked in, Tara said. It was the last thing she did when we left. Nora visited with her sister Marigold the day before Dan died. No story I've ever told has resonated as deeply as this one. Over the years, Dan got thousands of letters from around the world, and now the condolences are pouring in for Nora. And you can't help but wonder why, with so much else going on in the world. I think it was just humanity at its best. To love and to be loved, Tara said. A prescription for happiness that will get you through anything. And this is the whole reason why I'm doing this. This is the whole reason why I'm doing this. I'm just trying to send a little bit of happiness in anybody's direction that was willing to listen. And I sincerely hope that you and anyone who happens to see the video afterwards or happens to want to be watching this will get at least a little smile out of one of these stories and just have a little more hope in the event that you don't. So let's move on to another article. I've got another half an hour before I settle down for the morning and put all this back together. Because I'm gonna have to edit this whole thing now because it crashed earlier. Okay, so I've already got this one. Let's go to MSN Good News. They usually have a lot of little goofy stories that could be interesting. Then we got this Dallas one. We've already read that one. TikTok fans. TikTok, of all things. Labor of love wraps, children in need, and homemade blankets. This 13-year-old cat uses bow ties to help cats find their forever homes. Those are 3 good articles right there. And apparently another Dr. Seuss book will be published. That's interesting. Let's see here. What else do we got? Students raised $30K to help homeless Wendy's employee and his mother. That might be a good one to read. Let's start from the left, because I always start from the left. I don't know anything about TikTok. But I hear that it's a goofy little app that everybody enjoys. So let's go here first. TikTok fans help pay for Grandma Yo-Yo's home hospice care. Inside Edition. I don't know who Inside Edition is. This is a very short article. One of Linda Roper's last wishes is to battle lung cancer from the comfort of her home. Her 1 million TikTok followers are helping make that happen. They call her Grandma Yo-Yo, the 71-year-old who loves making crafts and spreading smiles. I told them I'd take them with me, and now it might start getting towards the end, and I will depart and go my way. And they will remember me. If they just whisper my name, I will stay alive, Roper said. Let's watch the video, because, oh, I can't. There's no play button, so I guess it looks like it's broken. I'm not going to risk that and crash everything again. Let's go ahead and go on to the next one. Let's do this one right here. 5,000 blankets later, local group still helping kids endure tough times by Gil Smart at Treasure Coast Newspapers 2 days ago. 2013.76. That's how many points the Dow Jones Industrial Average shed on Monday. 423 and 19. That, according to the Centers for Disease Control, is the number of coronavirus cases in the U.S. as of this writing, and the number of deaths, respectively. Those figures, of course, are bound to rise. I wish they hadn't started with that, but I'm just reading the article. Please forgive me for any sort of, like I told you, I wouldn't talk about the coronavirus, but this is in the article, and I've already started, so we're already here, might as well keep going. But let's talk about a better number, a happier number. 5,124. That's the number of sick, vulnerable kids in Martin and St. Lucie counties who've gotten a little something to tide them through the tough times, courtesy of a group of local women with big hearts and sharp knitting needles. On Monday, the Martin St. Lucie counties chapter of Project Linus, oh, that's adorable, like Charlie Brown, gathered at the Kane Center in South Stewart to mark a milestone. Project Linus is a nationwide nonprofit that provides blankets and quilts to children in need. The local groups began with 14 members in late 2012, and it now boasts 58 members from the 2 counties. And after sewing, knitting, crocheting, and donating 1,039 blankets in 2019 alone, the ladies just needed 43 more to hit the 5,000 mark. They crushed it over the past 2 months, crafting and donating 167, obliterating their goal. We work really hard at home by ourselves, said member Karen Goforth. That's a good name. That is a good last name, Goforth. I like that. I like go forth. Go forth and do something good today. I like that. I'm proud of these ladies, she said. The group partners with local agencies serving kids, including Cleveland Clinic Martin Memorial. That's a load to say. Where some of the blankets go to kids in the pediatric and neonatal intensive care units. Jupiter Medical Center, Lawnwood Regional Medical Center, and Heart Institute, Sandy Pines Residential Treatment Center in Tequesta, and Children's Home Society of Florida's Child Protection Team and the nonprofit Guardians for New Futures also get the blankets. Sick kids get them, as do kids who have been mistreated. Many go to kids who have suffered sexual abuse, said club member Lena Stewart. The name Project Linus, of course, comes from Charles Schulz's Peanuts character, who can't imagine life without his blue blanket. As you know, I called it. The hope is that these kids who get the blankets, who need a reassurance, who need healing, will find some solace in their warmth. Another hope is that the blanket might soak up their tears and give them something to hang on to as they look forward to sunnier days. Something I'm sure we could all use is some sunnier days. It was a pretty rough winter here in Ohio. Very, very dark, very cold, very rainy as well. And I think that just this little piece right here, another hope is that the blankets might soak up their tears and give them something to hang on to as they look forward to sunnier days, is something that I feel like we can all really feel deep down in our hearts. Everybody's got a time when they either truthfully or proverbially feel like or do cry. And it's just nice that people are out there trying to help with that. Anyways, let's continue on here. The hard part for the quilters and the blanketeers, is that a word, is that they don't get to meet the kids. Sometimes, said Stewart, representative from agencies who get the blankets will bring a picture of kids who've received a blanket. But that's generally about it. It must be lonely, I said, to sit at home and knit or sew, knowing that you're making some sort of a difference, but never being able to quantify it. To meet the kids who might say thank you. We don't get to see the results, but you know you're helping many people in our 2 counties, said Goforth. Every blanket counts. At Monday's confab, 167 new ones were added to the donation pile. During show and tell, the ladies displayed their handiwork, creative and detailed. These aren't pieces tossed off to fill some obligation. They really are labors of love. Donors sometimes provide free fabric material to keep the blanketeers' costs down. No member has to donate a blanket, but Stewart's said an average of 60 to 70 per month are completed and donated. Many of the members have already gifted quilts to folks in their own families and said go forth. This is what they do. It's just that Project Linus has given them a chance to do it for a cause. We know we're helping the children, said Goforth, and in doing so, they help us all. And I think that's pretty true, honestly, I really do. Helping children shows them that there's a kinder world out there than what may immediately be present. And that's necessary, I think, especially as times get tougher. Kids need something to believe in. They need something to believe in. They need something to show them that there is kindness in the world, so they don't forget how to be kind themselves. And I really like this article for that reason. Let's go over to this one right here. Students raised $30K. All right, let's see here. Here's more good news. Of course, that's what we're all about here is good news. Nothing but good news. Students raised over $30,000 to help homeless Wendy's employee and his mother. A fast food worker whose home was severely damaged by a fire made such an impact on his customers that they're now raising money to help repair the house. Malcolm Coleman, I'm guessing that's him pictured here. Oh, do we have by the way, this was written by Michelle Gant at, I guess, Today? I don't know what Today is, but it wasn't written today, it was written 5 days ago. Anyways, Malcolm Coleman has worked in the food industry for over 15 years, and he's currently an employee at the Wendy's on the University of South Carolina's campus in Columbia. On January 14th, 2019, an electrical fire destroyed nearly his entire home, making it uninhabitable for him and his mother. Due to a lapse in insurance, the damage isn't covered, and since the repairs are extremely expensive, the two have been couch surfing with friends and family ever since. Malcolm also lost his father last year. That's sad. Despite being faced with so many obstacles in his personal life, the students Coleman serves says he's consistently kind and positive. He's always smiling and laughing, which is admirable when the tough situation he's in is taken into account. Robert Calderoni, a student at Darla Moore School of Business, the university's business school, told Today Food. So Today is actually the name of the place. Though Coleman lost his house last year, Calderoni only learned about the dire situation last month. Along with other students in the business fraternity, Calderoni decided to start a GoFundMe with a goal of $75,000. Malcolm never complains and takes every day as a blessing. He clocks into work every night to continue taking care of his mother and puts a small portion of his check towards maybe one day being able to return home, reads the fundraiser page. Calderoni says Coleman, this must be a typo there. Calderoni said Coleman isn't just a fast food employee to many of the students who frequent the Wendy's. Many people on campus know Malcolm because of his big personality and the unique ability to remember the name of name and order of every student after very few interactions with them, Calderoni said. This pairing has made Malcolm into somewhat of a local celebrity with the students at USC. Even if you don't remember his name, he will remember yours. There's a little tweet here by Mr. Robert Calderoni. Dear all, an important member of the University of South Carolina's community, Malcolm Coleman, and his family have recently fallen on hard times. Malcolm works at the Wendy's restaurant on campus. He is an incredible individual and a priceless member of the Gamecock family. Last year, on January 14th, 2019, an electrical fire nearly destroyed the Coleman family's entire home. It is currently uninhabitable. Malcolm and his mother have been couch surfing. Yeah, see, so basically they essentially copied his entire post, which is kind of annoying. But let's go ahead and skip ahead here. All right. Malcolm's first response was pouring me a chocolate frosty, he told Today. After our fundraiser really started to take off this week, Malcolm has been in very high spirits and is still very much in a state of shock, Calderoni said. To see our community and country come behind him like this has been nothing short of inspirational. As of Friday, the fundraiser, and I'm guessing that's Friday of last week, I'm guessing. Yeah, because it was written on the 5th, I'm pretty sure. As of Friday, the fundraiser has made over $32,000 and is nearly halfway to its goal. Coleman said he truly appreciates all the support, and that's people's generosity and kindness has been overwhelmingly beautiful and encouraging. I like that. That's a good story. Again, more people coming together to help each other out in tough times is just nice to see. A lot of these are older. We're not going to go over them right now. Kind of want to move on to another news site. Let's go to Yahoo. Let's see here. These are some good ones. This is from Good Morning America as well. Let's open that one. Let's open this one. And let's open this one. I'll try to do 3 from each source. If there are 3 that I haven't already seen, that is. I'm going to try to do 3 from each source. And that's the last of them for the day. These will be the last 3 I do, I think, for now. So let's see what we got here. Cancer patient thanks guardian angel who personally delivered her luggage. By Katie Linden at Good Morning America. August 9th, 2017. So that's a little older. Okay. A Southwest Airlines employee who personally delivered lost luggage to a passenger's home in the middle of the night is being called a guardian angel by the woman she helped. Sarah Rowan, 27, a customer service agent in Southwest's Pittsburgh office, was answering customer calls on the evening of July 23rd when she got a panicked call from Stacy Hurt, who had just flown from Nashville to Pittsburgh on a Southwest flight. Hurt, 46, changed her reservation to a direct flight in order to make it home for her monthly chemotherapy appointment the next morning. Hurt of Bridgeville, Pennsylvania, was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer in 2014 and remains on maintenance chemotherapy indefinitely. That's sad. That's not good news, but I'm assuming that the rest of this is. Hurt's luggage remained on her previously booked flight, which was rerouted back to Nashville due to mechanical issues. I sort of panicked, Hurt recalled. I said, I need that luggage. It has a lot of items I need for chemotherapy tomorrow. Packed away in Hurt's luggage were medications Hurt takes for chemotherapy side effects, as well as personal items like a rosary and a favorite t-shirt that Hurt, a mother of 2, planned to take to her appointment. And there's a photo of her right there. On the other end of the call, Rowan, a Southwest employee for just 6 months, heard Hurt's panic, but also appreciated her patience. She was just as sweet as can be, Rowan told ABC News. Things that are out of her control can be frustrating, or out of their control can be frustrating for people, but for someone going through so much and to be so patient and kind towards us, I appreciate it so much. Rowan told Hurt that she would continue to track her luggage and keep her posted no matter the hour. Rowan also knew that if Hurt's luggage did not arrive before 1:30 a.m., it would miss the last courier and likely not reach Hurt until hours after 9 a.m. after her 9 a.m. chemotherapy appointment. When Hurt's bag arrived at Pittsburgh International Airport at around 2 a.m., Rowan, just finishing her shift, stepped into action. I looked up her address to see how far away she lived, and she lived about 20 minutes away, Rowan said. So in my head, me getting home a little later was less important than her getting her bag that she needed for her chemotherapy treatment. Hurt woke up the next morning to her luggage sitting on her front porch and a note wishing her good luck at her appointment. I was like, "Oh my God, are you kidding me?" said Hurt, who added she already appreciated Southwest because of the accommodations they make for her disabled son. I started to cry when I read the note. Hurt posted the note on Facebook, where it reached Rowan's boss and was shared this week on Southwest's Facebook page. You can see it right here. That's pretty nice. Let's go ahead and read it just real quick. Stacy, sorry for the delay getting your bag to you. Myself and my Southwest family are thinking of you and wishing you all the best. Kick that cancer's butt. With love, LUV, Sarah from PIT. I'm guessing that's Pennsylvania something, I don't know. We are very proud of Sarah's kind, empathetic actions that represent the best of the Southwest hospitality and the legendary customer service that our wonderful employees aim for every day, the airline said in a statement to ABC News. The airline also sent her a swag bag filled with travel necessities like a phone charger and earbuds. She just epitomizes everything good, Hurt said of Rowan, who she's since communicated on social media. When you have cancer and you have chemo, this is the toughest thing ever. She continued, for her to pick up on what a difficult situation this is and put my mind at ease and make me feel comfortable and to go through what she went through to get my luggage to me, she is an amazing person. That's another good story. That's another good one. I like it. I like that people are willing to go just a little extra further when it's necessary to help each other out. And I think that we all kind of need a little bit of good news just like that. Look at that dog. Look at that dog. Oh my God. This is one-eared unicorn dog. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to pause this and I'm going to turn it up. Let's see what this little fruitcake is about. Let's look at this. All right. He's literally got only one ear on top of his head. Look at that. This adorable pup's name is Ray. Ear spelled backwards. One of her ears got torn off as her mom was giving birth. Oh. She got surgery right away and was cared for 24/7. Well, they reattach it directly on top of her head. She can still hear just fine. Oh, so it's actually in the right place. Okay, that's good. I'm gonna turn the music down a little bit. Maybe turn it all the way off. No. Oh, look at that. Isn't that just so cute? Ray recovered beautifully. Look at that. Look at that. That's amazing. Look at the little pup with only one ear. It looks like it's directly on top of his head. Or her head. I guess maybe it's just flopped over the top of her head. So she has like a little unicorn horn. That's cute as heck. That's just absolutely cute as heck. Oh. 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 It looks like she has a little bun on top of her head. Like a little hair bun. That's adorable. Oh. Oh, I needed that. There's all these... Like, don't get me wrong, a lot of this is very positive stuff, but it's positive, but there's always like a bad part to it. Unlike with this next one, meet the 10-year-old who donated 1,000 backpacks to Flint students by Joe Marie McKenzie at Good Morning America, August 10th. Wow, that's 2017. What is with that? I need Good News 2019. I'm gonna have to actually look stuff up. I guess Yahoo doesn't get a lot of good news. You know what? It might be from 2017, but let's go ahead and read it anyways, just because, you know, it might be 2 years old, but it's still good news. There's proof out there, and somebody out there, people are doing nice things. Young people are doing nice things. Sometimes older people are doing nice things. It's just nice to see. So let's go ahead and read this article real quick. for those of you who don't have time to sit there and read it yourself. Amariana Marie Copany may only be 10 years old, but she's already earned the nickname Little Miss Flint for the charity work she's done around the city. Copany's latest projects involve making sure her fellow students in Flint, Michigan can be as prepared as they can when they return to school. Thanks to a partnership with a non-profit organization, Pack Your Back, which was started in May 2016 by students at Central Michigan University, Copany launched her own challenge on July 28th. She raised enough money to fill 1,000 backpacks, along with another $10,000 in donations. It was the second time Copany had raised funds to purchase backpacks for Flint students. Last year, she only had enough money to give away 100 backpacks. That's still a lot of backpacks. Copany's mother, Louie Brazel, told ABC News that her daughter was sad that not every student could be helped, so she was determined to get more backpacks this year. The goodies were handed out to excited students last Sunday inside Mott Community College. The backpacks included everything you need to go back to school, said Brazel. Backpacks, pencils, pens, markers, crayons, notebooks, highlighters, and books. Brazel, 28, said it's no surprise that her daughter has a reputation for her charity work, as she was raised around giving. There's a little picture of 10-year-old Marie. Isn't she cute? She knows that it's best to give to other people who are unfortunate. It's become second nature to her. Galen Miller, founder of Pack Your Back, said the partnership was effortless. Marie's been great. They do an amazing job. Copany's mother said her daughter loves Flint and loves the kids. She thought it was important to help, especially since some children will be going back to school while the city continues to deal with the effects of the water crisis in Flint, Michigan, obviously. Education is important, especially when dealing with the Flint water crisis and the effects from that. You want to make sure these kids have the best possible start they can have, Brazel added. All right, so that's the good news for the day that I managed to dig up in the last minute. This is the first time I've done anything like this, and I'm really hoping that anybody who watches this will get a little bit of just a pick-me-up. I know it's early in the morning. I'm trying to see exactly when the best time for me to give out this news would be, and you know, there's always good news out there. It's just not always easy to find, and I want to make it a little easier to find that news. So whenever I figure out what's wrong with my OBS, my open broadcasting studio, which I'm going to look into that right after this. Whenever I figure out what's wrong with that, I will be able to cut and paste these articles into the chat, and then people can look at them and read them and watch the videos if they want. And I hope that the videos, if people don't like listening to me only, they can listen to the videos and at least get a little bit of good news from various places during the day. I'm going to try and increase the library of news stations that I'm looking at as well, and try to find things throughout the day for tomorrow as I go. But that is all that I have for now. I hope you have enjoyed this if you've been watching, and do hit that bell icon. I'm going to try to do this every morning, I think, before class. I'm in college, and I see a lot of sad people out there, and I want to help people not be as sad. So maybe it won't be news articles every day. It might be like sweet pictures of puppies or something like that. Just something to give people a little extra oomph in the morning. You know, that's all I want. But anyways, I hope you've enjoyed it. And again, hit that bell icon. Hit that little bell thingy up there. Alerts or something. I don't know what it's called. I'm new to this. I always forget. Notifications. Hit the notification bell if you enjoyed this. And I will talk to you guys either later today when I do some game streaming, since I'm still on spring break, or tomorrow morning when I do another episode of Good News Daily, which I may have to change because I'm pretty sure somebody else probably already has that. Yeah. All right. Later days.